Hello! Have you ever wondered what our world will look like 10 or 20 years from now? Towering spires rising above the clouds, trains that glide faster than the wind, and cities where old railway stations are reborn as futuristic super terminals? While we're living in the present, the future is already under construction, vast, ambitious, and sometimes almost unbelievable in different corners of the planet. In this video, we'll climb to the roof of the tallest residential skyscraper in the world, peek into the tunnels beneath Sydney, race across India's high-speed rails, and witness how Europe, America, and Asia are transforming not just their skylines, but entire regions. This isn't science fiction, it's being built right now. Welcome to the world of mega projects that take your breath away.
Burj Bengadi. Let's start from the very top. In every sense of the word, Burj Bengadi in Dubai is set to become the tallest residential skyscraper on Earth, redefining the standards of luxury living. At 557 meters tall, this architectural masterpiece won't just crown Dubai's skyline, it will officially become the highest residential structure in history. If you've ever dreamed of a penthouse in the clouds, a life surrounded by dizzying views, this might just be your future home. Provided, of course, your bank account can handle the altitude. Developed by Dubai-based Bengadi Properties, in partnership with Swiss luxury watchmaker Jacob & Co., the gleaming tower draws inspiration from fine jewelry. Its crown is adorned with diamond-shaped glass panels, and every inch of the design radiates opulence, from 104 floors of ultra-exclusive residences to the refined interiors. The project is valued at $1.5 billion. This isn't just a building, it's a statement of prestige. It's still unclear whether buyers will receive a complimentary Jacob & Co. timepiece or perhaps a supercar, but if you can afford a penthouse here, chances are that's the least of your concerns.
Burj Azizi. Another mega skyscraper is reshaping Dubai's ever-evolving skyline, Burj Azizi. Its ambitions are truly sky-high. Once completed in 2029, it's set to become the second tallest building in the world. Planned to rise 725 meters, this mixed-use marvel will combine luxury residences, an upscale shopping mall, and a five-star hotel, offering an unmatched blend of convenience and comfort. Unlike the purely residential Burj Bengadi, Burj Azizi is designed for both residents and visitors, bringing world-class infrastructure together under one roof. With an estimated cost of $2.7 billion, it's another colossal project poised to redefine Dubai's urban landscape once it's finished in 2028. And while it won't quite dethrone the Burj Khalifa, the 105-meter difference isn't nearly enough to dampen the Emirates' pride in this architectural wonder.
Hinkley Point C. Meet the first new nuclear power plant in the UK to be built in more than 3 decades, Hinkley Point C. This $57 billion mega-project is designed to supply electricity to 6 million homes across Britain. But the path to completion hasn't been smooth. The project has faced delays, budget overruns, and regulatory hurdles, leaving its final timeline uncertain. There have also been major logistical challenges. For instance, delivering the world's largest Arabelle turbines had to be done in several stages, with the rotor, casing, and stator shipped separately due to their massive size and weight. Originally, the plant, featuring 2 Generation 3 Plus EPR reactors, was expected to cost around $22 billion. However, a combination of factors, including Brexit, the COVID-19 pandemic, and the need to adapt the European reactor design to British standards, more than doubled the price tag. Construction began in 2018, and by late 2024, the first reactor building, cooling water pool and pipelines, and undersea water intake heads had already been completed. Work has also started on the second reactor unit. Despite significant progress, the project is currently running 4 years behind schedule, with the tentative operational date for both reactors, totaling 3.2 gigawatts of capacity, now set for 2031.
Mumbai-Ahmedabad high-speed rail. Now let's head to India, where a historic transportation project is taking shape, the country's first high-speed rail line connecting Mumbai and Ahmedabad. Stretching 500 kilometers and carrying a price tag of $15 billion, this new corridor will slash travel time between the two major economic hubs from 8 hours to just 2, revolutionizing intercity transport in the region. Unlike traditional railway routes, most of the line will run on elevated viaducts to avoid congested city zones, highways, and rivers. Near Mumbai, a 2-kilometer underwater section will be built, the first of its kind in India's railway history. Although it's one of Prime Minister Narendra Modi's flagship projects, progress has been slow due to land acquisition challenges, delaying the start of construction until 2020. But India isn't going it alone. Japan is overseeing the design, construction, and financing, providing a $12 billion loan for the project. The first section is expected to open in 2026, and once the full line is complete, this railway will mark a true breakthrough in India's transportation infrastructure.
JFK Airport expansion. Next, we fly to New York City, where one of the world's busiest airports, JFK, is undergoing a massive transformation to keep up with its ever-growing passenger traffic. In 2023, JFK served 62 million passengers, a 12% increase over the previous year. But despite the numbers, the airport has long struggled with overcrowding, outdated terminals, and poor traffic flow. That's exactly what this multi-billion-dollar modernization project aims to fix. The main goal is to turn JFK into a state-of-the-art global hub, capable of handling up to 75 million passengers per year by 2030. At the heart of the plan is the new Terminal 1, a sprawling 223,000 square meter complex that will replace Terminals 1 and 2 and serve only international flights. This terminal of the future alone accounts for half of the project's total budget. But that's far from all. Other terminals are also being expanded, roadways are being completely redesigned, and passenger experience is being upgraded across the entire airport. Although construction was originally slated to begin in 2020, it faced initial delays. Today, work is in full swing, and the completion date remains set for 2030. With its scale and vision, JFK is on track to join the ranks of the most advanced airports in the world. Sydney Metro. Now we're off to Australia, where Sydney is undergoing a transportation revolution with the construction of an entirely new metro system. Known as the Sydney Metro, this ambitious rail network features 4 lines, 46 stations, and 116 kilometers of track, completely transforming the way people move around the city. At the heart of the system is a fleet of high-speed, fully automated driverless trains running every 4 minutes during peak hours, making Sydney's metro one of the most efficient transit systems in the world. But building a metro beneath Australia's largest city is no simple task, especially when it involves tunneling under Sydney Harbour. To make that possible, powerful tunnel boring machines were deployed. One of them carved out 2 1-kilometer tunnels beneath the bay, reaching depths of 40 meters below sea level. Each tunnel includes 2 separate passages, allowing trains to travel in opposite directions. The first phase of the project officially opened back in 2019. The second phase, linking the city's central business district to southwestern Sydney, is set to open this year, while the final 2 phases are expected to be completed by 2030.
Grand Paris Express. Next, we travel to France, home to one of Europe's largest infrastructure undertakings, the Grand Paris Express. This $35 billion expansion of the Paris Metro is nothing short of revolutionary. Adding 4 new lines, 200 kilometers of track, and 68 new stations to bring the city's transport network firmly into the 21st century. One of the project's key features is the direct integration of Charles de Gaulle and Orly airports into the expanded metro network, giving travelers seamless access to central Paris. But the project isn't just about easing daily commutes. It's also racing against a global deadline.
the 2024 Summer Olympics in Paris. Among the most urgent upgrades is Line 14, which is being extended to connect Orly Airport with the city center. It's a vital route for Olympic visitors and will directly link key Olympic sites, including the Athletes' Village and the Stade de France. Originally slated to open in 2027, the extension's completion was fast-tracked, and now it's set to open just 1 month before the start of the Games, marking a milestone moment for the entire project. HS2 High Speed 2. We're staying in the UK, where one of the most ambitious, controversial, and expensive infrastructure projects in the nation's history continues to unfold. High Speed 2, or HS2. Originally envisioned as a transportation revolution, the high-speed rail line was meant to link London, Birmingham, Manchester, and Leeds, dramatically cutting travel times and reshaping passenger transport across the country. But things didn't go according to plan. The project's budget spiraled out of control, from an initial $47 billion to a staggering $84 billion, even after large sections were scrapped to save money. Routes to Manchester and Leeds have been completely cancelled, leaving only the London to Birmingham segment under development. Yes, it will reduce travel time between the two cities to just 49 minutes, but critics argue the project's original purpose has been lost. HS2 was meant to boost the economy of northern England, yet years of delays, shifting politics, and public opposition have severely weakened its impact. The project was initially scheduled to launch in 2026, but even the scaled-back first phase isn't expected before 2019-2033. All this raises serious questions about the future of high-speed rail in the UK.
NEOM, futuristic dream or giant on shaky foundations? When you hear about a 500-meter-high mirrored wall and a $1.5 trillion price tag, it can only mean one thing: NEOM, Saudi Arabia's bold attempt to build the city of the future in the desert. At the heart of this visionary plan lies The Line, a vertical mega-city that captured the world's imagination. But according to recent reports, those grand ambitions have been scaled back dramatically. Initially planned to stretch 160 kilometers, Bloomberg reports, citing anonymous sources, that only 2.4 kilometers of the planned 16-kilometer first phase will be completed by 2030. Population expectations have also dropped, from 1.5 million projected residents to just 300,000. The Bloomberg article sparked a wave of debate, though Saudi Arabia's finance minister denied the claims, insisting that all NEOM projects remain on schedule. What's true and what isn't, time will tell, but these conflicting accounts already hint at deeper issues beneath the surface. NEOM's 2025 budget has reportedly run into trouble, a worrying sign for such a massive development. High staff turnover points to internal tensions, and one contractor even pulled out of a $100 million deal. Construction on the line and NEOM's other components continues, with some parts facing tight deadlines. For example, the futuristic ski resort Trojena is set to host the 2029 Asian Winter Games, while recent videos show ongoing progress, though completion is still far off. Meanwhile, the Sindala Island Resort, located further south, is moving faster and is expected to open later this year. NEOM remains the largest megaproject of our time, breathtaking in scale and ambition. But behind the futuristic facade lie not only technical challenges, but serious financial strains as well.
The U.S.-Mexico border wall. Along the southern border of the United States, one of the most extensive construction projects in modern history is taking shape. It quite literally divides two nations, cutting through towns, cities, deserts, mountains, and rivers. When we talk about the U.S.-Mexico border wall, we're talking about a monumental structure stretching more than 3,200 kilometers from the Gulf of Mexico all the way to the Pacific Ocean. Much of the border has long been marked by physical barriers, like the wall separating El Paso, Texas from Ciudad Juarez, Mexico, a line visible even from space. Today, roughly 720 kilometers of new sections are being built, replacing older, less effective fencing. But constructing a barrier along such an enormous stretch of land is no small feat. The US-Mexico border is the 10th longest land border in the world, and the wall remains one of the most controversial infrastructure projects in modern history. Yet, the idea itself isn't new. The first large-scale efforts to install wire fencing along parts of the border date back to the early 1900s. Over the decades, the goals and scale of construction shifted with changing migration patterns. Gradually, fences began to appear in various border towns. By the late 20th century, larger, more fortified structures were being erected, and in the early 21st century, the concept of a massive, continuous wall gained strong political momentum. In 2017, 8 wall prototypes were developed to test different materials and design features. They varied in height, composition, and anti-climb or anti-tamper systems, as well as in appearance. The final chosen design features steel beams filled with concrete, ranging from 5.5 to 9 meters tall. But the wall isn't just a physical barrier. It incorporates advanced surveillance technologies to enhance monitoring and security. Along the structure, authorities have installed motion sensors, infrared cameras, and radar systems, while drones equipped with high-powered cameras provide real-time aerial monitoring. Still, the project remains highly politically divisive, sparking debate over how a nation built by immigrants should manage illegal migration. Support for or opposition to the wall directly affects both the scale and pace of construction. And that's all for today, friends. If you enjoyed this journey through the world's most ambitious megaprojects, don't forget to like, leave a comment, and subscribe for more. See you next time.